can't feel my body right now. It literally just looks like he grabbed you and then left. Holy fuck. It latched onto you and then why did I go up? No!
And then he gets her head.
Suck inside.
Fortune Dixonly. Now Christine.
You gotta touch that?
Cool. Yeah, holy shit, man. Okay, you know what?
Just for the skeptics,
Yeah.
I'm going to show you, reset it, set it not on that chair, and see if it goes off. Turn it off. Somewhere where it's not. Oh my god. If it doesn't go off, then that person. Oh.
No, but it already had gone off. It went off like almost immediately. And now look. No, I'm staying over there.
Oh yeah, that went off immediately. But see, guys, because if it's not right there.
And now there's nothing?
How do you explain that? That's crazy. Now put it back on the chair. The figure's still here on the screen. Oh my god! Oh my god! No way! Same exact thing that did! Same exact thing! What? Have you seen that before? That's pretty great. Wow! We just tried to debug that. Are you
Dude, my mind is blown after that. I have no idea what to think about that.
Did you say something about Eve? She wanted to... Yes. Is it not working? It's like really glitchy. No, it's okay. The spirits let you into the room. Can I come into the room?
Oh! Are you serious?
Did it work? What the hell? That was happening all night, right?
Yes.
Earlier when we first walked in?
Yes. Thanks for letting us in.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It's in the rocking chair.
Really?
It's in the rocking chair.
Oh my god. Oh, there's something right next to your bed.
It's in the rocking chair.
His arms are resting on the rocking chair and everything.
Look here, Sam right there to the left. That's the rocking chair.
He's laying back and everything.
Way more perfect than the chair downstairs because that was like freaking out and glitching. This is literally a relaxed figure. It almost looks like his suit. It looks like his legs are crossed, like he's slouching like that.
Yeah.
It's a boy or a girl. I don't know. Okay, we have to put the REM pod. I'm so curious if it's actually gonna go off.
You are.
Investigation time.
I'll make you if I was there. But I'm not. So I can't make it.
Isadora? It's spelled like
She's a pussy.
But unfortunately, after
Face Ruggy's a fucking
Mr.
pussy.
Bandini himself, she would still come to this place after another person occupied it and still party here, which doesn't really make any sense because you would think that like this place would just remind you of your dad.
Yeah.
He built it.
Maybe she was like drinking her sorrows away and like that spot just reminded her of her dad, a comfort spot for her.
I guess so. Also, why would her spirit still reside here after she passed away too? It's like, aren't they just trapped in this party loop forever?
Isadora haunts room 11, which we're going to get to in a second.
touch
The
his hand,
blunt.
and be like, something just touched my hand.
That will say it.
Yes, like this thing's just like a bunch of different phrases that are basically reacting around its environment. So temperature changes, if it senses something, it will just say something. We still haven't heard every single thing this has been able to say. Ours just calibrating. That was just saying, hey, we're here.
That's so terrifying.
Pretty fun.
Honestly.
It said, Boo Bear's ticklish, which means something just touched it.
If there's a little girl
From
that
the
wants to
blunt.
talk to
Let's pause it. Let's go chill at the backyard. Fair enough. Let's go chill here. Would do. Carl. I know, right? Let's sit down. Here we are. Press play.
or communicate in any way, can you go and touch this little boo buddy?
Yeah, we got this stuffed animal just for you. Obviously, there's been something here, or multiple things here, talking to us, making us feel things. We've heard footsteps, even in our own rooms. So if you're here with us right now,
That's it, hearing something.
you heard an EVP.
Like, yeah, I heard an EVP, something talking. What if we set everything in that little rocking chair? That rocking chair or that rocking chair? Oh, both. Yeah, that rocking chair or that rocking chair? I don't know if you're... Come on, lift it up. Try the spirit box. This thing will for sure blurt out words because it goes through radio stations, and if something wants to talk through the radio stations AM or FM, it will talk through this. Ready? Is there anybody here in the room with us? Hi. What year is this? Which time?
Do I love you? Make sure you blurt it out. I'm not here anymore. Follow me.
Would you like us to go somewhere else? Holy!
What the hell is that? Is there an easier way for us to communicate with you?
Let's see.
Oh my god.
That was the clearest one. They said, hey, maybe there is an easier way of communication. Follow me. Obviously, the one spot that we definitely saw activity was in this chair. Maybe an easier way to understand the spirit box is through the SS method, because it will be directly into my goddamn eardrum. Main thing we want to figure out, this place is not known to be a portal, not known to be negative energy really, but yet it's one of the most active places in all Southern California. Why? Why do people stay here? Why is the Bandini family still partying here? And especially, why would Isadora come back and still haunt this place out of everything?
That's what I want to know the most. Is it just like a residual energy of people partying for the last like 150 years, or do they just come back because it's all they knew while they were alive?
One way to find out.
You remember what Connor Randall taught us, right?
Conduit gets in the trance. He actually said specifically the best place to do the SS method is in a rocking chair. A freaking rocking chair in the most haunted room, of course. With activity on the rocking chair.
Anybody can become an empath if they try.
Everyone can.
Well, because in camera. Okay, baby, daddy.
Scary as I'm about to sit down, goddamn.
I'm inviting all spirits to go through my friend Sam and communicate.
Did you just conjure up spirits in my right now.
Alright, just gonna confirm one more time. If you let us know you want us to go right now to room 11 to talk, we will go.
I said now. Stop it.
Oh, fuck, yo. Dude. We're not exactly sure who we were talking to, but it is somebody here in a different room for sure, and we think it's room 11.
Room 11. Oh.
Sure.
Room 11 is supposed to be the most haunted room.
Chills, bro, the chills.
Speaking of room 11, stop.
Oh yeah, this is the big surprise.
We have a big surprise. Are you gonna tell me or show me? I think we should show.
Do it.
Ouija board.
I think that's the door right there. I think the door's
That's your surprise, Ouija board.
You guys have been hyping up this surprise.
Good old
Is it a
days.
surprise or not?
Right,
Well, it's
YouTube
something
it.
we've never
YouTube
tried to do on our own here. Why with me, guys? Why? Season 2, all about experimenting. Let's go. So where did we learn this?
So we did this one time, but we never made it ourselves. It's kind of hard to explain, but this thing is called a psychomantium.
We just learned about this last video, so we decided why not try to make our own. What the hell? What the hell? Portal? Is that a time machine? Yo! Sorry, but what the hell is that? I'm not going in there.
The
You
bond.
think I'm going in that thing? What the hell? What is that? A portal? Time machine? Like,
Not a photo.
Yeah,
did we freaking come in here and like build that? Yes.
Actually, it is a portal.
Hell no, bro. No, I'm not trying to go back in time.
You don't have to go in the hole.
We enjoy going in holes, but if you don't like your holes, it's fine. I do. Not that one. Yo! Hold on. Are you gonna explain it to me? Because now I'm like really scared. Dude, what did you guys bring? Like, we've been going hard. Taking this to the next level. Oh, hell no. There's a chair in there, and a candle, and a mirror. Bro, you guys are really about to go into a portal? Yeah.
So if you notice up there, there's a mirror up there, right? And it's pointed directly toward this mirror down here. And that is what creates something called a vortex, which is also known as a portal.
Wait, that's crazy that you mentioned because my bathroom at my new house has two mirrors looking at each other.
Oh.
And there were so many comments saying that. What's that?
Slenderman is
High
nearby.
pitched noise, I don't know.
Are you guys pranking me?
No, I swear, man. I swear. What was that?
Where was that coming from?
Was that coming from a backpack, maybe?
Temperature gauge. Odd. I might have accidentally clicked it, but it was just on blue. That means it just got cold.
Oh, what the
Oh,
fuck?
not that ear buzzing.
I don't know. It could. Dude, if I was holding this, it should be getting warm, not cold. What the fuck is happening?
That's what you were just using for the Estes.
Yeah.
We just came into the room it wanted us to come into.
It might turned on or something like that in my backpack. It wouldn't be cold in your backpack.
I believe in Slenderman, Bigfoot,
It's like,
aliens,
like, you need a rundown of that? Like, why is that bad?
Jeff the Killer.
I'll take that shit off my backpack. I don't care, but that's scary.
The mirrors facing each other for some
You know,
reason
all
confuse the
those
spirits and they get trapped and they can like travel back and forth.
supposedly
So,
creepypastas.
there's this method people do, and it's called scrying. Looking into a mirror. Basically, what we were doing downstairs by, like, focusing really hard on an area, opening up your mind so you can see little wisps and everything like that, or, like,
And
lights.
urban
Basically, we're
legends,
doubling
I
that
believe
up,
they
putting
are
two
real.
mirrors next to it. You look at yourself in two different mirrors. Stop. I saw this in, it was in The Conjuring.
Oh! What is that?
Hell yeah, basically. I believe in Jeff the Killer, Slenderman,
There's not a, like, how do you walk this thing?
Irish
No,
Jack,
actually, this is, like, I'm
Bigfoot.
scared. What was that? There's not a balcony on that side. We have no idea if this works or not. It made us see
You know,
really
you got
weird
me.
stuff last time, but that was a professionally made fuse.
I believe in ghosts, spirits, demons, angels,
Even better if we do
devil, God.
In the psychomantium. Oh my gosh,
You
dude.
down?
Is this why you guys didn't tell me, like, before? We didn't want to quit early, you know?
It almost looks like my eyes are moving far apart like this way. I want to hear what you guys think about
I believe Jeff the Killer and Slenderman is demons.
Now things are fun.
You know what I fucking mean.
Just got chills all over my
I don't
body
believe
because
in
my eyes
actual
are bigger,
Slenderman
smaller, and it's
or,
just like a hallucination, just like what we
you
did
know,
downstairs
Jeff the
earlier
Killer
today.
or any of those.
Tricks on you, maybe it's all
I believe they are digging me. Like manifest. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Whoa. The longer that you look, I don't know if it's like I'm hallucinating or it's just because you stare at something for so long. Have you ever played like Bloody Mary? It's kind of like that where you just stare for so long and then like my eyes started to enlarge and then get smaller and like the darkness around my eyes started to get lightened up. It just seemed like all my facial features were like
That should be how I'm at
around and kind of like blending together.
4 a.m. So we have plenty of time. They work late. They work at the same company. My dad, my mom, my brother, they all work at the same company. Cool. I know. They should be here at 4 a.m. So we have plenty of time. Cool. I know.
What freaks me out is when we were downstairs investigating, we could hear things up in these rooms. That's what I'm saying.
It's just like the shadow downstairs, like the cowboy covered my face for a second and then let me see it again. It just looks like
Love you, Daddy, cousin. Love you too, my daughter was from my
You know those terrifying movies where it's
I
like
know, I am,
the mirror
Daddy.
looks different than your actual face?
Yeah.
It literally just did that. It just like winked back at my face.
You're my whore. You're my puppet. Oh, I know, Daddy Senpai. Can I call you Senpai? Sure.
Not like the Black Swan. My face became so shadowy and like distorted that I couldn't see it for a second, and then I swear to God, my eye winked back to me.
There was going
You winked in the mirror and you didn't feel yourself winking, or your eye actually winked? I didn't wink at all. Oh, it winked back at me. Oh hell no, bro. If you think I'm actually doing that, I really don't.
Do Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Candyman. 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 Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls.
Think you're gonna see if I can attach that? We don't want you to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to do it if you're
Go ahead.
What was that? That sounded like a hiss.
That was I was hissing on the other side of this door. This is it.
I'm ready. I'm gonna put my headphones on. I'm gonna go into a trance.
This is it.
I'm ready. I'm gonna put my headphones on. I'm gonna go into a trance.
This is the finale of the finale.
Becoming the empath in 3, 2, 1.
It's a blood.
Colby, can you hear us?
Me.
Can you hear us right now?
I'm here.
Who's here? Can you tell us your name?
3 or 4.
Is that how many there are of you?
Yeah.
Whoa! In this room?
In this room.
What the fuck, dude? Oh my god. That was
I
perfect.
told you.
Because they told us over there they were in this room. They told us in room 4 or 5. Yeah. Wait, is this the Bandini family?
It's a party night. No.
Is this Isadora?
Yes.
Was that you in the other room that told us to follow you to this room?
Dance.
We can dance, right? Why do you still stay here?
Forever.
But why? You feel like you need to be here forever?
7.
Didn't she say that in the other room? Like you have to tell the end of time till the end of time. Why can't you move on?
Stuck.
Wait.
Move on.
Wait, you can't move on? Or you're trying to move on?
Here.
You think you're stuck here?
Don't like.
Like what?
Oh God. Shit.
Do you feel like something is keeping you here?
It's been a while.
Do you miss your dad?
I miss.
I did. Who do you miss? Can you say their name?
Him.
The father. The father, 100%. Is that why you still keep coming back?
Dead. Always be.
It's because he's dead. Do you party with your dad?
He's here. One of the people.
Oh my god! What? Holy fuck! So she comes here because she's partying with him. Is that your only way to see him? Is to party?
I promise.
Oh my god, you gotta get him. Yo, goosebumps! What the hell? Wait, okay, so that makes sense. She's coming here.
See, it's the way.
It's the way. It's the way to see.
If only.
How did your father die?
Frozen?
Well, that would be insane. Time.
Door. Close.
Do you close doors? Oh, yes. One of the paranormal things that Isadora does is close doors on her own.
Turn around.
What the fuck? Stop. Please stop. No, why? Engage. Dude, you sound
800.
Bro, I can't.
Bueno.
Isadora, do you want to move on?
It's hard.
Damn, this is unreal.
Unlock.
Unlock the door because I locked it. Hell no. We're just gonna keep. I'll stand here. I gotta unlock the door.
You know. What are you laughing at?
Do you want the party to end? Isadora, if you're listening, it's okay to move on.
Stuck.
Are you here every day? It's okay to leave the party. I think your dad would be okay.
Or daily.
Daily? Dude, it's like it's actually fucking no, it's okay.
Music.
Were you flickering those lights earlier?
That was me.
Oh, bro, what the fuck?
I've been here. Focus.
You've been with us the whole time?
30.
29 to 59 is when he died. Exactly 30 years. So we've been partying for 30 years? Okay, what was that?
Now.
We need you to know that it's okay if you want to move on. I know you're sad.
Stop. Laughing.
No, we're not laughing at you. We just want to let you know if you wanted to move on, you can.
It's fun.
I mean, if this is her only way of seeing her dad,
Come back.
that's what she comes back.
5. Downstairs. 6. We're all here.
Who just entered the room?
The guests.
Are the party guests? We just invite a party of guests.
Doesn't stop.
We got a lot of answers. I think we figured it out. I don't know. Yo. Dude, take that off right now. Bro, you don't understand. Every single thing made sense.
No way.
Everything you answered, bro. You even repeated some of the things we said back to us. And everything that we wanted to know, we've got answers for. You said it's the only way to see him. Like she comes here to party with him.
Oh, meaning like even after he passed, like she would still come here with the Sealies because it just reminded her of him.
Yeah, and when we're like, yo, so why don't you move on? And you're like, it's hard. She can't move on.
It sounds like she's just coping with her own like psychological trauma from losing her dad.
That's what I was like. I think I called that out before. Angie said 30, which was from 29 to 59.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah, dude. You literally just cracked the code. That's crazy. Like all of the stories. I don't know. This is just mind blowing to me. The Estes method or whatever paranormal shit is just like times 10 when we use stuff like
Well,
that.
it's also getting easier. Have you noticed that? How?
It's like, getting better. But honestly, that's what the guy said. It's like as soon as you unlock that thought process of I can do it, you slowly get better and better and better with this more practice.
Dude, even the guy at Coronado, he was just like talking about how being empathic was more of like a talent that you just have to practice.
The more you guys do it, the better you guys get. So I think that's like the main thing. It's not just are you born with it. Everyone's born with it a little bit, but it's those who really try hard, go the extra mile, and really honestly believe that they can keep getting better.
That's good.
It's important to not let things
Google Earth. The platform we've all grown oddly comfortable with over time, despite the fact that anyone, anywhere, anytime can see our homes from space. It shows us intricate details about places we've never been, from whole continents right down to random forgotten paths in Street View. But what if I told you there are a number of secrets Google Earth keeps up its sleeves that most people will never see? From deleting an entire island to covering up top secret military aircrafts. Hold on to your jaws, because they're about to drop. Lost in Egypt. To most of us, Google Earth and maps are merely tools to help us get where we want to go. But to some, it's a borderline obsession. Just take North Carolina resident Angela Michael, for example, a self-proclaimed satellite researcher with a passion for finding Google Earth anomalies. In 2012, when she shared 2 mysterious objects she'd happened upon, Egyptian history enthusiasts across the internet instantly grew excited. Angela claims to have discovered two sets of potential pyramids located 90 miles apart in northern Egypt. One of the locations shows some strange-looking shapes of about 9,000 square feet apiece jutting out of the desert in a vague formation, while the other location shows a 200,000 square feet triangular structure that resembles the base of what Angela believes could have once been a pyramid. Angela reportedly consulted with an Egyptologist who reckoned she might be onto something. With less than 1% of Egypt having so far been excavated by archaeologists, there may well be countless ruins we've yet to find. However, Angela's discovery is still far from verified, and skeptics were quick to point out alternate explanations. For one thing, the alleged pyramids may be no more than common buttes, tall, flat-topped towers of rock.
How would they know? Were they there? Were they at the spot? Tell me what day, what time? No.
In Ohio was quick to back this idea. Commonly seen in the Egyptian Fayum Desert, buttes typically form when a mound of sediment contains a difficult-to-erode layer stuffing a phantom island. In today's day and age, with most of the world already mapped out, explorers can only dream of discovering uncharted locations. But that doesn't mean you can't undiscover certain places. Confused? Let me explain. In 2012, a group of Australian scientists on an expedition to study plate tectonics in the South Pacific decided to make a detour to a certain sandy island after noticing that their ship's navigation charts made no mention of it, even though it clearly showed up on Google Earth. Only once they reached the island's coordinates, there was nothing there but an expanse of deep blue ocean. Did the island sink? Did they get their coordinates wrong? Well, as it turns out, Sandy Island never existed. Sandy Island was on a navigation chart that was last updated in 1908. Even though the chart accredited Sandy Island's discovery to a ship named Velocity in 1876, it also advised the reader to take any information given with a grain of salt, seeing as not all sailors were known for providing accurate accounts of their findings. Well, apparently future cartographers didn't heed the chart's warning, and Sandy Island continued to be charted. Still, since Google Earth makes use of satellite imaging, what did the Australian scientists see on the map? Most likely, the so-called island was nothing more than a giant pumice raft, a collection of volcanic stones which are erupted by underwater volcanoes, and the state outline in its
how would you know? Were you there? Were you there? What time? What day? What year? No, you don't.
Like its nickname,
So you don't
Blood
know.
Lake suggests, the entire lake appears to be bright red on Google Earth, while the rest of the lakes around it remain green. Stories have spread about local butchers dumping their, waste into the lake, although scientists were quick to point out that the lake's much too big for a noticeable effect of this kind, and even if that were the case, it'd turn more brown than red. Others have attributed the lake's color to chemical pollution or sewage, although the most likely explanation is actually a tiny one: algae. Just take northern Iran's Lake Urmia, for example. Like Lago Vermelho, Lake Urmia has been drying up and shrinking for decades. As the water level dropped, the salt levels became more concentrated, making Urmia a prime breeding ground for algae, especially Dunaliella algae, which turn red in very salty conditions due to the production of protective carotenoid pigments in their cells. When these algae populations bloomed in Lake Urmia, the once dark green waters turned bright red. In all likelihood, the same thing happened in Lago Vermelho, and I can't decide if that's more or less hardcore than the butcher's theory. Before we travel the globe to the location of our next juicy secret, why not give this video a big ol' thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe to be in front of millions of internet sleuths. Nothing stays hidden for too long. In 2018, the coordinates of a strange-looking structure in the Gobi Desert between northern China and southern Mongolia caught the internet's attention. The structure, which somewhat resembles the Stonehenge, inspired many a conspiracy theory, including the UFO runway, or China's own super-secret military base akin to the famous Area 51. across a curious pattern etched into the landscape near the small community of Trementina. This pattern, which consists
Why
of two
would
interrogant
aliens
circles
come
with
to
diamonds
Earth?
in their centers, might look like a prank
You
on
are ghetto
UFO
to them.
hunters, but its true purpose
We'll be
is
fed
actually
to
pretty
them.
out there. A little way off the interlocking circles is
You
the
are
Trementina Base, a property run by the Church
disgusting
of
to them.
Scientology.
You know what I fucking mean.
In case you didn't know, the religion is grounded in the beliefs that human souls are immortal and that people continue existing as spiritual beings after death.
So why would
That the founder of
aliens come
Scientology,
to
L. Ron
Earth?
Hubbard, had his writings
It's
preserved
just
in titanium
no.
capsules somewhere in the facility, and that the two interlocking circles
We got nothing
which
here
is
for
actually
them.
trademarked by the Church of Scientology,
What's the point of
were
coming
placed
here?
there to lead Scientologists back to a safe space when they gained the post-death ability to
I
travel
believe in
the universe.
aliens, but I don't believe they're here.
Expecting, right? Well, the intergalactic space entities need road signs too, I guess. Antarctic disk. Usually, when someone talks about spotting a flying saucer, you probably don't expect it to be launched in the side of a mountain in icy Antarctica. Well, in October 2020, one UFO enthusiast was scanning Google Earth when he spotted what he claims to be a 60 feet wide alien saucer sitting in melting Antarctic ice. Some commenters considered the disk too perfectly curved to be a naturally formed object, pointing out potential shadows beneath it, which seem to suggest it's not sitting in the ice, but hovering over it. However, as much as we'd all like to blame aliens, there are some things about the picture that don't make sense. For one thing, the disk cuts off a
If I was
vast
an alien, I
alongside
wouldn't
the
visit
ice's
here.
natural edge, and
Fuck
doesn't
that.
appear
I'll
to be
visit somewhere else.
This could easily
Then,
point to a glitch from Google's side, especially since the shadows surrounding the disk look streaky and distorted. Then again, if a technical glitch isn't the cause, the disk may simply be a small pool of water. Looking around the disk at the landscape, you'll notice other bodies of water nearby with a similar hue. So it's possible one particular pool just melted in a very rounded shape. Or maybe flying saucers are just so last century, and semicircle aircrafts are hot right now instead. The Badlands Guardian. In the Canadian Badlands, a stretch of rocky canyons located in southern Canada, known for its lack of water and extreme temperatures ranging from 116 to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, there lies something truly spectacular that you'll only see from Google Earth. Etched into the curved terrain is the Badlands Guardian, an indentation of what looks remarkably like an indigenous man's head. What's it doing there, and how was it formed? Is Google Earth hiding evidence of an ancient buried giant? Since its discovery, the Badlands Guardian has fascinated people, especially seeing as its location is traditionally home to the Siksika First Nation people. The geological feature is believed to have been produced several hundred years ago, after fierce flooding eroded the clay-filled soil. Purely thanks to humankind's built-in pareidolia, the phenomenon through which our brains tend to perceive lifeless objects as having human-like features that we end up seeing a face. This also makes the Badlands Guardian a difficult tourist attraction to visit, seeing as it doesn't really resemble a face from the ground. On the bright side, you don't have to spend money to visit this natural wonder. Just hop onto Google Earth and you're there. Extraterrestrial tourists. In 2015, a mysterious complex of structures were spotted in the desert terrain about 30 miles east of Cairo, the capital of Egypt. The complex consisted of a long